Shrek is an outcast from the ogre community because he didn't enjoy the typical brutal lifestyle that the others lived. After he refused to participate in violent attacks against humans and other creatures, he was exiled. Shrek attempted to befriend several humans, but they were all afraid of him. This caused him to become bitter and soon began to like causing chaos, but not causing physical harm. Then, he eventually settled into his swamp, far away from the other ogres. The happily ever after potion in Shrek 2 gives those who take it the ability to transform into the ideal version of themselves. Shrek becomes human. Donkey becomes a majestic steed. But what about Dragon? What happens to her? And a very popular answer came in the comments it spawned. The short answer, nothing happened. Why? Because dragons are perfect and there is nothing to be improved upon. Seems like there might be some crossover between Shrek fans and Game of Thrones junkies. Shrek never gives Eddie Murphy's donkey an origin story, but one convincing fan theory might just reveal the fast-talking donkey actually came from Pinocchio. The first movie was adapted from the children's book Shrek by William Steig. The movie version greatly expanded on the source material and told the story of the title Ogre, as he reluctantly embarks on a quest to rescue a princess. Shrek is accompanied on his journey by Donkey, who acts as comic relief and also imparts some wisdom when Shrek needs to hear it. Donkey is a role that was originally earmarked for comedy legend Steve Martin, the Pink Panther, but Eddie Murphy was later cast. The donkey found in the Shrek book was a relatively minor character, but his role was increased for the movie. While the origins of other fairy tale characters seen in Shrek, like the gingerbread man or the three blind mice, are well known, Donkey himself doesn't appear to come from any specific fairy tale. That said, a fan theory first put forth by Reddit user Jeremiah V suggests the character actually came from Pinocchio. Fans of the animated 1940 version of Pinocchio may remember the sequence where the title character heads to Pleasure Island, where wayward boys can drink, smoke, and do as they wish without adult supervision. It's eventually revealed the boys are being turned into donkeys and sold as slave labor. Pinocchio manages to escape this fate, though his friend Lampwick is transformed. That's where Jeremiah V's theory comes in, which states Shrek's donkey is one of these boys grown up. In his introduction scene, Donkey's owner is an old lady who tries to sell him, though nobody believes a donkey can talk. Pinocchio seems to be the only major fairy tale featuring talking donkeys, and in an interesting coincidence, Pinocchio is also seen in the same lineup. Shrek the Third seems to offer more clues, with Donkey alluding to being bullied and suffering wedgies when he was young, which only really makes sense if he was human at some point. When he and Puss later exchange bodies, Puss also has a hard time controlling his hee-hawing and talking normally, which Donkey suggests he'll learn to control after practice, which alludes to him having to do the same. While a lot of fan theories tend to fall apart upon closer examination, Donkey's origin coming from Pinocchio tends to make sense. One flaw in this theory is that the filmmakers behind Shrek once revealed Donkey was originally intended to be a regular donkey who was cursed, but since the movie itself never reveals this, it isn't canon. Maybe Shrek 5 or a future movie will clear this up, but this theory makes too much sense to simply dismiss. In Shrek's book, we see an image of a blonde princess, but Fiona is a redhead. Then, a picture of a gold cup and a dragon are shown, and Shrek mentions an enchantment, but doesn't say anything about a dragon, so why put the image there? Next, a picture of a blonde girl is shown floating between a sun and moon. Her skin color doesn't change like Fiona's transformation would cause, she just looks asleep. Next, the dragon from before is seen surrounding a dark castle. Shrek reads about how the princess was locked away and guarded by a dragon, with the words "locked away" and "dragon" highlighted in red. Next, the book depicts a dragon being saved by knights, and Shrek mentions that many tried to free her, but none prevailed. Next, the princess is shown asleep, and Shrek says she waited in the keep of the highest room of the highest tower, but below the picture, a sleeping dragon is shown too. The last page shows her true love as a brunette knight holding 3 flowers with a pink ribbon. Then Shrek rips the page. Maybe Dragon was a princess and was cursed to turn into a dragon during the day, just like Fiona was the opposite. But since her transformation was more dangerous, no one could save her, and perhaps the curse became permanent and she became her true form.
In the original Shrek, Donkey meets the titular monster early on and does what any polite donkey would do in this situation, asks his name. We all know the answer to this question, but does Shrek know at that moment? They believe that the fact that Shrek stutters before finally saying his name is a sign that he does not know the answer. The Reddit user suggests that this means either he didn't have a name so he just made one up, or B, it's been so long that he's had to tell anyone and he's essentially had to run on his own. Memory to find it.